Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts. How is everyone doing? And so I hope you guys had a really good week. Hey, so Sue and Sylvia, I see Maria, Donna Hash, Christian, Kathy, Norma. Hey, Sarah, Robin. Hey, Renee. And so I hope you guys are all doing really, really good. I'm going to be talking about Etsy, this embroidery happy hour. And hope you guys have your wine glasses because we're going to be talking about making some money. Because we got, we all spent some money on these embroidery machines. So we need to get that money back. Okay, so these machines got to pay for themselves and stuff. So I'm drinking it's called Beer and Butter Rose. It only has 2.5. Or I don't think you guys can see the label, can you? Oh, there it is. I think so. There you go. I don't know where I got this from. I think I may have gotten it from a trade, because with some of my friends, what I do is, I'll embroider for wine. So it's like sometimes they'll want something that I make, and then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, well, I'll make the product for you if you get me a nice bottle of wine. And that's usually something that I do with some of the folks that 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 I'm really good friends with and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I'll work for wine. I don't mind and stuff. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Miss Magic. Jennifer, Nats. Hey, Juana Dahlia Brown. I can never see your name. I think it's Juana. I think it's Juana. Anyway. You know what I mean. All right, guys, I am going to get started. Hey, Ashton, hey. And before I start, though, I do want to give a shout out to a very, very good friend of mine, and I see that she has just logged in. I am really, really super proud of my girlfriend, Aisha. She has just gotten her doctorate, and I believe she got it in the mail last week. She got her so she's Miss PhD. So I just love it when I see my friends like go after their dreams and succeed and stuff like that. I just get a high out of it. And I just love it. So Aisha, I know you are watching. I am so super proud of you. I knew you could do it. And I'm wearing her shirt. Her dream is to own a winery one day. And I know she's going to do it. And when she has that winery, I'm going to be hitting her up for a little corner spot so I can sell my embroidery towels and stuff. So, I am so super proud of her. And, I think that is like so super awesome, So anyway, whenever I hear good news about people, I mean, I really like to recognize it because I think it's like so like super awesome, and I just love it. I don't know. So Dr. Aisha Holmes, this is for you. Oh my God. Sorry about that, guys. That was my mom. Okay. She called and she messed up the camera for me. Sorry about that. So, Mom, that wasn't cool, okay? So, I know she was messing with me, Love that old lady, but Lord. Anyway, but Dr. Aisha, I am so happy for you. Anyway, I am very, very proud of you. So, let's talk about Etsy, guys, okay? Because we spent a lot of money on, our embroidery machines and stuff. And I know that some of us are using these machines because of hobbies and stuff like that. But the thing is that to me, they're pretty special because it's not just stuff that you can do as a hobby, but it really makes a lot of great items, towels, bags. I mean, you name it, we can embroider it, right? As long as we can stick it underneath that needle, we can get it going. So sometimes, though, it's more than just making stuff for our friends and our family. Sometimes people will approach you and they're going to be like, oh, I want that. Oh, I forgot to take a drink. Okay, let me take a drink. Dr. Aisha. So anyway, I want to show you guys how I do my Etsy. well, I can't really show. I'm going to do a video where because I'm thinking about opening up another store. Okay. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to talk to you guys about some of the things to think about as you're going through your Etsy store. Okay. So as you know, right now, our environment has changed a lot. Okay. A lot of people, because of the pandemic, they're working from home. They're not really like going into the office the way they used to. And, it really changed a lot of the ways that we live, right? So shopping is a perfect example of that. A lot of people used to like to go to malls and stuff like that. And, now with the pandemic, you can't really go out to the mall because, you know, it's kind of dangerous right now. So a lot of times our lifestyles have changed, and one of the things that really changed is the way we shop. So now a lot of people are buying a lot of things online, and now a lot of the customer base on Etsy is growing. However, though, one of the things to keep in mind is as we get more customers that are reaching out to websites such as Etsy and eBay to buy products, you're getting more and more people that are looking for ways to start home businesses as well. So even though there is more customers now, you also have more competition also, which is fine. Competition is okay. But, the thing is, it kind of has, it has to make you think about where your footprint is going to be when you want to create your own little business. All right. So when you're thinking about Etsy, something like Etsy, keep that in mind. One of the great things about Etsy is that already it has the volume of people that are going to their websites to look at the to shop around and stuff like that. So the thing is though that oh, my mom really screwed me up when she did that. Oh, I'm really gonna get her. I'll probably stop talking to her for a week. She messed me up. Mothers. Anyway, but I love that old lady. I tell you. Okay, she messed me up. Oh, damn, Mom, why you do that? Anyway. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me get back. Okay, I have an outline. Okay, because I did an outline to talk about all this stuff. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the environment. So I already started talking about the environment and stuff like that. More people are now working from home. More people are shopping online. So, and more people are now looking for other ways to make money. Some people lost their jobs and they have to try to find a way to start a business so they can try to make the money that they're no longer making. Or, some people just need that extra income. So, just one of the things that, I want you guys to think about. Okay. The other thing that I want you to think about is when you are thinking about opening up that Etsy store, think about what is it that you want to offer. Okay. Usually, when you look at Etsy, people are going there to buy something because they're looking for something like a holiday's coming up. They're looking for a gift, or they're looking for, something like a wallet or a towel or something. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for particular items. So the thing is, what you need to do is think about what is the product or the service that you want to provide in that Etsy shop. Also think about the audience that you want to cater to. Okay. Like for instance, a big trend that's happening right now, which, to me, I kind of feel that it's kind of saturated, is the birthday shirts, right? Now it's like, a lot of parents are buying the number 1, number 2, number 3 birthday shirts. They're nice shirts. The only thing that I see though is when you type those birthday shirts in Etsy, everybody's selling them. I mean, there are so many out there that I feel like it's really saturated. So when you're thinking about opening up your Etsy store, think about what is it that you want to offer, and what is it that your product is going to be so unique. Okay. Think about that, because remember, when you have that store and you have your products are going to be competing with the products from other folks. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are, you are you're setting yourself up where it's like you can stand out from the others. That's going to be kind of hard in a way, but trust me, as time goes on, you're going to build better products, you're going to see how things work and everything, and you will find your place in the land of Etsy. Okay, so think about the style. Are you going to be providing formal, farmhouse? Are you going to be doing a southern style? Think about the name of your store. Okay, when the name of a store is very, very important. You want something that is going to grow with you, okay, in time. You don't want something that's going to kind of hamper you. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Let's say you put the birthday shop. Okay, let's use birthday shirts for example. And then I come on and I say, okay, I want to name my shop the birthday shop. Well, what's going to happen is, people are just going to think birthday item, birthday shop. But what if down the line I want to offer other products, right? Stuff for the kitchen, or create wallets or tote bags and stuff like that. You want to remember that that name represents you, and it represents the services and the products that you're providing. So you want to make sure that you create a name that can be flexible, so that if you decide to change your product line, you don't have to really change your name. Okay, so that's just something that I just want you guys to think about. And I want you also to think about the amount of shops that are out there. Like I said before, there are lots of people out there selling. So when you're thinking about the products, also think about the name. What's going to make your name and your product unique from the other shops that are in Etsy and the other products that are selling in Etsy? Now, I'm not saying that because someone is selling a birthday shirt that you can't sell a birthday shirt either. But what I am saying is you want to make sure that if you offer the same product, that's fine. But what I'm saying is what's going to make your product unique and different from the others that are out there. Okay, like I'll give you an example of that. Like my kitchen towels, the towels that I make, a lot of times I'll look at the other towels, and I kind of my store really is towards the Hispanic community. So I like to do my kitchen towels with the writings in Spanish. It's very, very unique. It's not something that's very easy to find. You do have some other sellers out there that do that also. They put abuela and all that kind of stuff. But, I kind of like see that a lot of people say a person's kitchen, or a lot of people have, English, and I looked at it as I want my shop to, be with, I want the support of the Hispanic community, but at the same time, I don't mind branching out either. So, I'll branch, I have it so that I can kind of branch out, which is why I came out with the name Unique Designs for You. So in other words, I like unique items. I like to make unique designs, and I really do it for the customer. So it's like that's how I came up with that name, So anyway, let's see. Oh, let's talk about the listings. Okay, when you decide to open up your store, right? When you go into Etsy and you go to open it, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not hard to do the step by step. And I do plan on opening another store. So when I do that, and I have my plan laid out and everything, I'm going to videotape how I actually do it step by step on the computer, and how I create the other store. One of the things that I do, that you have to pay attention to is, of course, once you've established the store, it's really just an empty shell, right? Now we got to populate it with products. So these are some of the things that I want you to think about when you're thinking about the products that you want to populate in your store. When you're working on your listings, okay, I want you to think about, like I said, your products, what you're offering. If it's something that you're offering that you see other stores out there are offering, when you're writing the description of your item, what's different about it, And also, don't be scared to look at other people's listings. Some people have really put in a good product description. There's nothing wrong with you taking that and making small modifications to tailor your product. I mean, why reinvent the wheel, right? I mean, if somebody out there already has a really good product description that's very, very similar to what you're offering, there's nothing wrong, my opinion, from copying it and modifying it to meet your product, okay? And it helps, when you're also working on the tags, I mean, on your listings, there's something called tags. Now, tags is how people find what they're looking for. Kind of like when you go on Amazon. When you go on Amazon and let's say I'm looking for embroidery thread, I'll go in the search bar and I'll do embroidery thread. Well, that's kind of like a tag, right? So in Etsy, they call that tags. It's like search words. When you create a listing, you can put up to 13, they call it tags, which is really search words, in Etsy. So I recommend, use all 13, come up with 13. Like when I do my kitchen towels, I just put abuela, I put abuela towel, I put cocina de abuela, I put, a personalized kitchen towel, embroidered kitchen towel, things that I think people, if they wanted to buy that particular product, what would they search it for under? So that's what I usually do. Think about that. Think about, your listing and stuff. Use all 13 tags and stuff. Let's see. Look at, okay, I mentioned that. Look at other listings and get ideas, how they describe their product, even how they price the product, okay? The thing is too is, when you're putting your product out there, you don't want to like put it at $100 if everyone else is selling it for like 20, because chances are they're going to be like, okay, it's almost the same thing. Why would I pay, $80 more, right? So you want to also make sure that when you are creating your listing, you have a very good description of your product. You're using all of the tags so that people can find your product. And at the same time, what you do is, make sure that you have, shoot, I lost my friend, my famous talk. Okay, I said okay, you got the title, you got the description, you got your tags. You want to make sure that it's priced right. You want to make sure that you're offering, what type of shipping. Think about the shipping also. When you are selling a product, right? In Etsy, you can offer free shipping. But when you're pricing it, you got to remember, free shipping is free shipping to the customer. It's not free shipping to you. Somebody's got to pay for it, right? So what I do is I always try to incorporate some of that shipping cost into the price of the item. All right. So, and when you're using the shipping, to me, this is what I used to do when I first started Etsy. Okay. I was a mess because it was all new to me. It was like, oh shoot, how do you do this? How do you do that? For the whole first year, what I was doing was I was packaging the items and I was getting in my car and I was driving to the post office, standing in line, and actually having the guy like create labels for all my stuff. Later on, I found out that in Etsy, all I had to do was get a label printer, and then I could buy the shipping label off of Etsy, which was cheaper than standing in line at the post office, print off the label, smack it on the package. And then what I can do is I can schedule it so that the package can get picked up by the mailman the next day. And, which I do if the order comes in after 5 o'clock, and then I'll try to embroider it, and then I'll have them come and pick it up. But sometimes I'll have my son. He's really awesome. It's like, I'll have a whole bunch of packages and he'll just grab them, put them in his car, and he'll drive to the post office and he'll drop them off for me, which, Carlito's my delivery man, so. So, I mean, it's going to be a learning experience. When you open up your first Etsy shop, it's going to be really, really a learning experience, let's see. Oh, there's a website out there that I think you guys should also look at. It's called eRank. It's the letter E, rank.com. I use that. It's a very, very good good website. And let me tell you what it does. You type in your Etsy shop. It will go through all your listings. It'll let you know if you have any misspellings. And also it has something called a keyword tool, which means that, let's say you're stumped, right? You have a shirt, a product that you want to list, but you have 13 search tags and you don't know what 13 to pick. Go to that tool, type in birthday shirt, and it's going to give you a whole list of what are the closest search words that people in Etsy have been using to find birthday shirts. And then you can use those tags into your listing. So that is something that I use that really seems to work really well for me. And eRank, you don't even have to pay for it. I mean, it's free. They do have a version where you pay, but I've never gone that far into eRank. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with using the free services that they offer. It works for me. And I mostly use it so that it could look at my shop, look at all the listings, make sure I don't have any misspellings, and also to look for keywords. So that is a really, really good thing to do. When you're doing your listing also, because I just noticed, because see, I'm looking over here because I have a laptop with my thing here, because I wrote down all the stuff that I wanted to tell you guys. Think about your processing time also. In the listing, when you create the product listing, one of the things it asks you is the time it takes for you to process. Me personally, I always do 1 week. Okay, I do that as just a rule of thumb. A lot of times though, in some of my products, I have like 1 to 3 days and then it'll ship. What I usually do is as soon as I get an order, I embroider it right away. And I always like to ship it out the next day. And I'm going to tell you something, that makes a difference. Okay, because if you've bought anything from Etsy, you know that, when you sell something to them, once they get it, they can review your product. I get a lot of when I get my feedback, my review from my customers, usually what they do is they'll say super fast shipping, which to me that's great, because that means that they got it a lot faster than what they anticipated. They probably saw my listing and they said, okay, it takes her 3 days to make the product and then she ships it out. So in their mind, they're probably thinking I'll probably get it in a week and a half. And then for them to get it in like 3 or 4 days, they're probably like mind blown, So then boom, 5 stars, right? Of course, not 5 stars just because I have free shipping. You got to make sure you give them a good product too. So, just think about that also when you're doing your listing. So, what I have under my listing thing is think about the product, what you're going to offer. Make sure that you use all of the search tags. Make sure you get a good product description. Me, I'm guilty of that because I'm gonna be honest. All the kitchen towels, I just put 100% cotton. I could put more, and I think I should. That probably would help for sales, but I have, sometimes I just get lazy, and I should, because I know that the Etsy shop that I have could probably do better if I put more time into it. But I just have other customers on the side, and then sometimes what happens is I kind of get sidetracked. Okay, so also another thing about your listings, photos. Now I cannot stress this enough, and I'm telling you from experience, pictures matter. Okay, please, please, please. You worked so hard on that product. You did such a beautiful job. You wanted to sell. And the best, think about it. This is when it's presentation. It's all about presentation. Okay. So take your product, make sure that you get a very, very good picture of it. Make sure it's in a nice, clean area, not around clutter and stuff like that. Don't have your pets in there. Believe me, Mello's in none of my pictures. And if you want, they do have, if you go on Amazon, they have something called photo boxes. Photo boxes are really, really, really good. I use those. I have a big photo box and it has LED lights on it. I think it's perfect. Also, this is something I want to show you. There's photo backdrops, okay? These are very, very inexpensive. I got these for like, I think I spent like $7 or $9 for these. I have one in white. I have one in the dark brown. All I do is I just put this inside of the photo box and I turn on the lights. I lay down the kitchen towel or the baby onesie or whatever it is that I'm selling, and then I just take a really, really nice photo. That way it's nice and clear. Another thing that Etsy does, and I just started to edit some of my listings, is video, okay? If you get a chance, while you are making the product, you can take a video of just a couple of seconds. It doesn't have to be an hour long or anything like that. Or you could even just take the video towards the end, right when you're finishing the embroidery. And you can take that video and you can upload it to the listing of the product. A lot of people kind of like to see that, kind of notice that. It's like they like to see that the product, you actually making it. So, if the pictures you could put in, I think it's about 8 or 9 pictures. I'm not sure. I usually, when I put the pictures on my listings, because it's a towel. I mean, there's so many pictures you can take out of a towel, right? So I usually just have one picture of the whole towel in the backdrop, and then I try to focus in on the design that's on the towel, so that way they can get a close up of the stitching and the embroidery of the towel. So pictures, very, very important. Just think about it. I mean, pictures is first impressions. I mean, it's just like when you go to a job interview, you go to a job interview, you want to make a good first impression. Well, when you take those pictures of your products, that's the first impression. And, I'm sure you guys heard it. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So you want to take your time and you really want to make sure those photos are representing your products really, really well. So the other thing, let me see, what else do I have in here? Okay, the other thing too that I want to mention also is Etsy is not free, okay? You have to, every time you put a listing out there, you're being charged 20 cents. Now, to me, that's not a lot. 20 cents is really not much. And also know that when you sell the product, Etsy gets a cut, okay? And I believe right now it's about 5% of your listing price, okay? So, but to me, it's still not that bad. So when you're thinking about pricing your product on Etsy, think about that though. Think about the 20 cents to list and think about the 5% that they're gonna get. Also think about your shipping. Think about the materials that you're using when you're making the product, okay? These are all the things that you need to be thinking about, because the thing is, at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're making a profit, okay? Because remember, you spend a lot of money on your embroidery machine, you need to make that money back, okay? So, it's business. It's all about business, okay? But the thing is, let's talk about prices, though, since I'm in there. I mentioned the cost of the material, okay? It is kind of sometimes hard to know how much all the material that you're using on a particular product is costing, especially in embroidery, okay? Because if you think about it, you buy a spool of thread, and the spool of thread you can do a lot with, and then a lot of different colors and everything like that. A lot of people have different ways on how they charge for embroidery. Some people even add in a hoop fee, some, of how much they have a standard hoop fee. They say, well, to hoop an item is $2. And then some people I've heard say, for every 1,000 stitches, I charge $1. Okay. This is how I do it. And I'm not saying that my way is the right way or anything like that. Okay. The way I do it is I look at how much in total is this actually costing me. Now, I will say I do not take account stabilizer, and I do not take account so much the thread. what I do is I think about the towel that I'm using, the onesie, the book bag, the laptop case, and whatever. Already I spent this much amount of money just to get the item to embroider. Then I think about how much it's going to cost me to ship it. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, this is how much it is. So then I double it. So I'm like, this is going to be my starting price. Okay. Because then I'll go on Etsy and then I look to see how much are other people selling those products at what price. Okay. Now, if it's below the price that I would list it at, okay, then what I usually do, and hey, it's all about competition, right? It's all about competition. So I go, okay, so if you're selling it for 20, I'll list mine for 18. That's what I do. So, and but the thing is too, is you got to remember, you don't want to go too low. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes you kind of have to play it by ear also. You got to look at stuff and you got to play around with it and see what works for you in the pricing game. Okay. So, I've also heard some people, and I myself have done that myself. I've done this too, is I look to see who's on the high and who's on the low. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll go somewhere in the middle, especially it depends on the product. If I know that my dinner napkin is very, very unique, it's not something that anyone else is offering, it's a font that's very different, or the quality or the color of the napkin is very, very different, then I'll go somewhere in the middle or somewhere closer to the top. So it's just something, the way I do my pricing and stuff. So just something to think about. So you got to remember too that when whatever you're putting out there, you're competing. You are competing. Okay, you are not the only shop out there, and you're probably not the only person that's probably offering that particular product. There's someone out there. So it's just something for you to just think about. Okay. Let's see what else, because I got a bunch of stuff in there, but then I want to tell you something in the end that I think is super important. Okay. All right. Now, also something that I thought about with pricing. When I first started my Etsy shop, I started selling shirts, right? And one of the things, and it wasn't anything embroidery. It was all using the heat press and stuff. It was just doing wording and selling shirts. I was listing everything at $25 a shirt, right? And then I started looking at other listings, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to change my price from $25 a shirt to $24.99. You'd be surprised what a penny difference can make, okay? I don't know what it is. I think it's psychological or something like that, but it's like when somebody sees a number, 99 cents, for some reason, in their mind, they're like, that's a deal. I'm going to go get that one. I don't want to pay $25, but I'll pay $24.99. So that's something else that I want to put out there that I kind of saw different. So, if you're selling something for $10, think about that. It's a penny. It's just a penny. So put it down to like $9.99. And you'll be surprised too, because sometimes people will search gifts under $10, and if you think about it, $10 is not under $10, but $9.99 is under $10. So that item will pop up. So, it's just something else to think about, because like I said, pricing is pretty important. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about, packaging. Okay. You got your store up, you got your listings up, you got everything all set up, you got your first sale. You're all excited. You're like, whoa, this is great. Packaging. Remember, your first impression was that listing, but your first impression is not the last impression that the customer will get from you. What you need to do is make sure that you package that item in such a way that the customer is going to be like, oh my God, this is really, really nice. Okay. So take care in the packaging, okay? Now, I have some stuff, and I'm sorry, I should have bought it out. I buy clear plastic. These are resealable. And I always put my items in these bags. Then I also put my business card in there, and I always add a handwritten note to it. These details, you might think, damn, Jeanette, that's a lot. But I'm going to tell you something. When customers get it and they see the handwritten note, they see that you took the care and you actually package their stuff in such a way so that it doesn't get ruined or anything. And also, I get these mailers. You can get this stuff right off of Amazon. They have these really cute mailers. And look, it has thank you on it. Okay. Get stickers. I mean, I'm telling you, make it really, really nice. Another thing I'm thinking of doing is wrapping the item up in tissue paper. So, you know, like I said, the first impression is when they see your item in your shop and they see the listing and they're like, oh, the pictures are nice and, you know, and stuff like that. It's like, oh, and then next thing you know, when they order it, that you want to make sure that when they receive it, it represents your shop in a really, really good way. You know, I also put a postcard in there saying, please review my item. You know, I want your feedback. And if I can't get a 5-star feedback, please let me know what I can do to get it. That works also. And I usually take that postcard and I print and I staple it to the packaging slip. And then I do the handwritten note. I put it together with the item in the resealable clear plastic, and then I put it inside of this. And my hats, you know, like when I embroider hats like these, okay, when I sell my baseball hats, I put them in a box. Do not put these in bags like this. People are very particular about their hats. They don't want their hats flattened and everything like that. Remember, when it goes to the post office is delivering a whole bunch of packages, okay? So you want to make sure that, you know, they don't squeeze a hat in a you know, a mailbox and stuff. So I always ship these in boxes. You know, always make sure that you take care of the way you package your items and you send them out. That says a lot. And I do have repeat customers because they know that, you know, when they see what they see on my listing, it is truly what they're going to get. And then when they know when they order it, they're going to get it in a very good condition. So that matters. That is really, really important. Okay. So I can't stress that enough. I really can't. You know, communicate with your customer also. You know, like let's say you offer something personalized. You're not sure about the name or something like that. Reach out to that customer, you know, talk to them and send them a thank you note too, even after they purchased it, even though you wrote them a thank you note and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with going back to that customer and saying, hey, I just want to reach out and say thank you again for your purchase. I really appreciate you supporting my small business. People remember that. Now, there is something else though that I want to also mention because I think I skipped this. When I'm talking about products, okay, this is something that I do to everything that I sell. Label your products. When I talk about label your products, is own it, okay? These are, oh, I don't think you see it. These are like little sewing tabs. I don't know if you see it. There you go, okay? These are what I put in all of my towels and my hats. You know, I'll go in to my hats and, you know, this one's mine. So, of course, I didn't do it. But I'll go in and I'll sew it on the side where it has the tag. And I'm going to tell you why that's a good idea to do. Okay. And I know some of you guys are probably like selling, I think, masks or shirts or towels or whatever. Get your tags and put them on your products. Because what's going to happen is, and I know because this happens with my products, okay? Um, I make a kitchen towel. And when I make the kitchen towel, I sew in the tag. Now on the tag, it says made by an Etsy shop, and then I have the name of my Etsy shop. What happens is someone will have the kitchen towel hanging in their kitchen, and then someone will come to visit that person and they'll notice the towel, and they'll be like, oh my God, mira que bonita, that's so nice. That's a nice towel. Where'd you get that? That's so unique, la cocina de abuela, you don't see that anywhere. It's not like you can go to Walmart and get la cocina de abuela. You can't get that in Walmart. You can't go to Target or anything like that, right? So a lot of times what happens is, and I do it, you buy something and you take all the packaging, you throw it away. And then what happens is the person will come out and go, I know I bought that from Etsy, but I don't remember the store. They don't, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is because I have that sewn into the towel, they're not, all they have to do is look at the towel and they're gonna see that my tag is on there. And then she's gonna say, oh, that's the name of the store. Let me write it down. And then next thing you know, boom, I got another sale. So little, little things, just remember, it's like, gotta keep them customers coming, So anyway, but it's just something that I wanted to put up there because I know a lot of people talk about tagging your items. And I think that is so important. Can they cut it off? Yeah, they can cut it off. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the chances are probably they won't, especially if you're doing something, baby blankets, if you're doing baby blankets or baby bibs or a onesie or a little, you do birthday shirts for kids. If you're embroidering a birthday shirt for kids, put this in the back. All you have to do is just sew it on top of the tags that are already there, and there you go. So and somebody's gonna ask, oh, where'd you get that birthday shirt from? And there you go, your name is right there on the product. So it's just something that you can do. Oh, I'm looking real quick and I saw Cindy, you asked, where did I get my tags? Amazon. And you know what I'll do? I will put the link of the place that I ordered, and they're very inexpensive. Let me tell you. Now, could you make these yourself? You probably can. But the thing is, for the cost, they were so cheap that I was like, I would probably spend a whole day making these things. So I'll buy them. Some things are worth making yourself. Other things, hey, I don't mind spending the extra money. But I will put the link as to in my Amazon store as to where I bought these and stuff. They had a lot of different designs. I happened to pick the one with the thread, but they have a whole different designs, and you can pick the different color of font and all that kind of stuff. But these tags, I'm telling you, this is a really, really good idea because all my kitchen towels have the tags. And, I get a lot of repeat customers, and I even had customers that would email me because I made a particular towel that I no longer have in the store. And they'll say, my friend bought a towel from me, from you. And I got a picture of it. Do you still make it? Now, even though I don't have it listed in the store, but sure to sale. And I'll be like, yes, I can make you a custom listing. So what I'll do is I'll do a custom listing for that person. And then they'll go ahead and they'll buy it. And then I'll just make them the towel and I send it out. So, it's just something to think about. Also with packaging, like I had mentioned earlier, okay, when we came to shipping my items, I was just like using my printer, and I was printing out the shipping labels like crazy. And then I was just like, I would go with like shopping bags, okay, over to the post office and stand in line, and then I would pay the full price to ship every item, okay? I strongly recommend, use the shipping capability in Etsy. Get a Rollo label printer. I did link that to my Amazon store. They're not that expensive, and you can get the refills and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, when you use your personal printer to print out all these shipping labels, man, I was buying ink like crazy, and it was just like, it was not good. So it was more cost effective to use a thermal mailing printer and stuff, because it's it doesn't use the ink. You don't refill the ink or anything like that and stuff. So it's really a good investment. And remember too, when you open up your Etsy store, you really started your own business, right? And when you start to buy things for your business, which was something that I have here that but I'm mentioning it to you now. Track everything. Okay, track everything. When you buy your thread, when you buy your stabilizer, when you buy your printer to for shipping, your computer that you use for your business, the embroidery machine itself, your stabilizers, your photo box, everything is a tax write-off for your business. Okay, so what I do is I use QuickBooks, and QuickBooks lets me itemize everything. So every time I buy anything, I go to Joann's, and you even write off the mileage. Okay, so if I have to get in my car and I have to drive to the post office, then that mileage is a tax write-off. If I meet with a customer, and I'm having lunch with the customer, and I'm talking to the customer because they need a specific item. Like I had a customer who, they had, a birthday coming up, and they wanted me to embroider a specific item for all of the guests at the party. And it was like about like 20 towels, something like that. So I had to meet with the customer. I had to go over designs with the customer. I had to design it in Brilliant. And sometimes it's just easier. So what I did was I met them at a restaurant, and we had lunch. And then when we had lunch, I just sat there with my laptop and I designed the whole thing, make sure that they were happy with the design. That way I could go home and start embroidering like crazy. But guess what? That's tax deductible. That's a tax write-off. That's what I mean, tax write-off. So, keep track of everything. Keep track of everything. QuickBooks to me is like the best. When I go to Walmart, I write it off. When I go to the post office, I write it off. Any little thing, everything you see in this room behind me, write off. Even the big baby, the SC1900, all of it. So keep track of it. Also, ask for feedback, from your customers. If you have, well, I don't really do it. Let me see. With customers that I don't know, I really don't, I ask for the feedback. I say, hey, can you give me a 5-star review? And if you can you tell me why? That way I could try to make it right. Right. So, but a lot of times when I have customers that are like friends of mine, I ask for their feedback. Now, the only problem with that is sometimes when you ask your friends, can you tell me what you think? They don't want to tell you the truth. It's like they just kind of like, oh, it's cute. And I'm like, no, tell me the truth. Like I had a friend, I made a bunch of shirts for her and her workout buddies, right? And I used a particular vinyl. It was a new product that I wanted to try out. And I did not use it with this heat press. I think I used it with the Cricut press. I used it with the Cricut press. But what happened was, I don't think I put the right pressure when I was doing it. So the shirts came out great when I made them. But then when I gave them to her, the letters started to peel off after they put it in the washing machine. So she didn't tell me until, like, I saw she wasn't wearing it. And I was like, what happened? You didn't like your shirt? And she was like, well, the letters kind of. And I was like, girl, you got to tell me this, because the thing is, I'd rather you tell me than I send it out to somebody in California. And the next thing you know, they were like, oh, I bought this shirt from Jeanette. It's a piece of crap. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the only thing. But I always, I push my friends. If you would have talked to some of my friends, they'll tell you, yeah, she's pushy. Because I'm kind of like, tell me the truth, because, and the thing is, you got to be able to take it. Okay. Don't ask for the truth and then people tell you the truth and then you can't take it. All right. Because the thing is, the reason why I want to know the truth is if the stitching isn't good on something, you got to let me know so that I can make sure that my tension's right on my machine, make sure that maybe the design, I think it's cute and it's really not, you got to let me know. So, it helps you improve. Okay. So don't, you got to ask for the criticism, and you got to be able to take it and, and digest it and take it for a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? It's about improving your products, about making things better. Okay. So, just to put it out there. Okay. It's not to ruin friendships. It's just to, make things better for you. Another thing that you hear a lot of people talk about is the Etsy ads. Okay. I don't use them, and I'm gonna tell you why. You have to pay for the Etsy ads. And what Etsy ads really does is, to me, the way I understand it, it does spread out your product. But the thing is, I prefer to use, if I'm going to spend money on ads, I'd rather spend it on ads that I know have a better and a bigger platform. So when I do my ads, okay, I use Facebook. Okay. Everybody's on Facebook. The whole world's on Facebook. Okay. And I just feel that they have such a big, big audience that you can set up your ads to actually target specific areas, right? So like for my towels that I say La Cocina de Abuela, I target grandparents, So the data, it's like Facebook has all this data that I just feel like their ads can really help you. So with Etsy, I don't know. I mean, and this is the other thing with Etsy. You're already getting my money. You're already getting 20 cents of my money, and you're getting 5% of my listing price. So now I'm going to give you more money so you can advertise when when I already paid 20 cents to list it. So I'm just kind of like, before you know it, what's the use of selling on Etsy if you're going to give Etsy all your money? That's just me. That's just how I see it. So I just go, okay, fine. I'm just going to go on Facebook and I'll advertise on Facebook. So that has been pretty successful for me, But the other thing you can do is take your items off from your listings off of Etsy, put them on Pinterest. Pinterest is another good one, and you don't even have to pay to put it on Pinterest. On Pinterest, you don't have to pay for that. All you got to do is post it. So, there's a lot of ways to sell your stuff. Facebook Marketplace, there you go. There's another place. Sell local, so there's lots of ways and stuff. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you, because I know I got 10 minutes, this is something I really want to emphasize. Sometimes a lot of people, they're like, oh, you have Etsy shop and all that kind of stuff. It is hard work. I'm going to put it out there. If you think that you're just going to create the Etsy shop, you're going to make a product and it's just going to sell itself, and it's a lot of work. You're setting up the shop, you're setting up your listings, you got to create your products, you got to ship out your products, you got to advertise your products. I mean, it is hard work. Okay. Now, the thing is also is success doesn't happen overnight. Success happens with time. If you were to see a lot of people that are highly successful and you were to read their stories, you would notice that there were a lot of failures before they become successes. Now, I am not saying this to discourage anyone. I am saying to encourage you. What I am telling you is, do not give up. You are going to make mistakes, and it's okay. I made the mistakes. I was standing in the post office for a whole year paying full price on shipping before it dawned on me that I could have paid cheaper shipping in Etsy. I made mistakes on listings. I put bad photos out there. I didn't use all the tags, At first, I had a shop name called Uniquely Transformed, and then I changed my shop name to what I have now. So, don't, you are going to make mistakes. Just know that it's okay to make the mistakes. Those are the opportunities for you to learn. Those are the opportunities for you just to get better. Okay. It's going to take time. It's going to take hard work. You just don't give up. You got your goal. You got your dream. Go for it. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot do this. Okay. And there are a lot of negative people out there. when you come up with a lot, when you see those negative people where they say, well, you're not making a sale, you might as well close shop. Those are the people that you push aside, you push them out of your life. Seriously. I've done that. I have had, let me tell you, growing up, I did not have a lot of positivity around me, okay? Until I graduated college and then I moved on my own to Virginia. Then I didn't have it easy growing up. Okay. I have a learning disability. So, I got put down a lot. And, my family, to be honest, when they looked at me, they did not see me as she was going to be successful at all. Okay. But then I ended up graduating college, which nobody thought I was going to. And I ended up being really successful in my career. And now what I'm doing, I'm really doing this because I love doing this. And if it leads to something good, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay. I mean, I got to help people. That's just how I see it. But don't let people's negative thoughts or anything stop you from doing what you want to do in life. If you love doing what you're doing, if you love embroidering, if you love sewing, and if you really, you get a certain high, because I know I do, when you make a sale, my husband will tell you whenever my phone goes ching ching, I go, oh my God, look, somebody bought something. And I mean, he kind of laughs because I get out of bed and I don't care. It could be like 11, 12 o'clock. And I want to embroider it because I'm kind of like, oh my God, somebody likes what I made. And I get a high out of it. So all I'm saying is don't let anybody steal your joy. It's going to be hard work. It is going to be hard work. Okay. If you look at all the successful people out there, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, look at Elon Musk. Okay. He's a perfect example. They wanted to see him fail, and look at him now. He's doing really, really well. Hell, I got 2 of his cars. I love his cars. So, don't let that negative stuff stop you from accomplishing your dreams. Go for it. You believe it. That's all that matters. Go for it. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail at certain areas, and don't even think of it as a fail. Think of it as, oh, this didn't work. It doesn't mean that it's not going to work. It just means that you have to find a different way. Maybe your listing is not right. Maybe you didn't use the right search words, the tags. Maybe you just need better photos. And maybe you just need to tweak your product. And maybe you just need to advertise a little in different places and use a different targeted audience. It's okay. It's no big deal. So it's like, you see a lot of times people are successful. What you're seeing is the end of all their hard work. So your journey is just beginning. So if you want to open up that Etsy shop and you want to, create your own little empire and stuff like that, do it. Don't think you can't. You can. If you want to, it's in your heart, it's your desire. I say go for it. And it's not even just with an Etsy shop, with anything you do in life. Don't let anybody tell you that you're incapable of anything. You are the one that is in charge of your destiny, your future. You are the one that is in charge of your own energy. So keep it positive. And like I said, when you have those negative folks around you, just push them aside. They're not even worth your time or your energy. You got more important things to do. You got an Etsy shop to open up. You got some money to make because you spent $1,000 on that machine, and you want to make sure that machine can make some money for you. So anyway, that is really, really at the end what I really wanted to tell you guys. Be confident. Do your thing. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. There are so many people out there that I don't know why, but it's like they get a joy out of seeing people unsuccessful. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of kick they get or whatever. But you know what? Let that stay their problem. It doesn't have to be yours. So me, I'm opposite. I love it. Love it. I mean, when Aisha put up her degree, when she got her PhD, I was just like, that's my girl. That's my girl. And I can't wait for her to open up her winery, because that's like going to be so cool, So anyway, I just love it. when people do well. And, and it's like I tell my son also, think about the difference you want to make in this world and focus on that. Money comes, it'll come. It may not be a million or whatever, but believe me, everything falls into place. It really, really does. And at the end of it all, at least you could say that you did something good. You did something that made you feel good, made other people feel good, and you feel good about it. That's to me is what's important. So anyway, somebody, Tammy, yeah, hit that like button, y'all. I am going to go through the chat and stuff. And hey, Harmony, I see Harmony, Cindy, Maria. I'm going to go through the chat and stuff to see if you guys have any questions so that I can help you guys out. Somebody said, Christian, she said, I stick at the pictures. I have that box thing. I have to keep trying at it. Oh, and another thing too, since Christian mentioned the photo box, you don't need a fancy camera. Sometimes you see a lot of people, they come out and they have these fancy cameras and stuff. You know what I use? I just use my iPhone. That's all. Just take an iPhone, put it in the box and stuff like that. Put the LED lights and everything. I think my photo box was like $90 and stuff. And then, I use my iPhone, take a picture, looks good, put it up there. So, start small, just start small. And then before you know it. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about the Etsy store. When you start putting your products, always create new stuff. Build your inventory, build your stuff. Remember, this is your store. You're the boss, okay? You're the boss. So it's like you say how many products go in there. But what I'm telling you is the more products you have available, the more you have to offer. Just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? So, just put it out there. Harmony said, Miller would get you more sales if he modeled your photos. Yeah, but Miller would probably end up with one of the kitchen towels in his mouth, Harmony. That dog, I tell you, he's in the basement right now with Fred. Oh, everybody's saying hi. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Miss Green. Hey, Lisa. Let's see. Let's see. Shipping is messing me up. Okay, Cindy. Yeah. Cindy, if you want, you can email me and I'll try to help you to figure out the shipping part. Because I think maybe that's why when I did my Etsy shop, I wasn't really doing the shipping, is because I kind of found it a little complicated, but it really wasn't. Once I was able to figure it out, then it was cool. I was able to do that. So I was like, oh, but you do pay cheaper, and that helps because remember, the less you spend on shipping and all that other stuff, the more money that goes into your pocket. So, let's see. eRank gives you the tool to learn buyers are shopping for. It helps improve your Etsy growth. Yes, erank.com. It's free. So I'm telling you, check that out because it really helps a lot. I use that a lot to get the tags, the word tags and stuff. Oh, and another thing too is it can get overwhelming when you're starting your Etsy shop. You say, I want to order, or I can do this. I can do face masks. Then, I can do shirts and I can do onesies. And then next thing you have all these ideas and then you don't do crap. But so I'm telling you because that's what happened to me. So what I ended up doing was I said, okay, I wrote down all my ideas on a piece of paper. And then what I did was I said, okay, baby onesies. Let me just focus this week on making nothing but baby onesies. And then I'm going to take pictures and then I'll put it in the shop. Let me do the other week. Let me just do dinner napkins. Do all your dinner napkins, take the pictures, put it up. A little at a time. Take your time building your shop. You can't do the whole thing in one day, because then what ends up happening is you're going to end up with a mess, or you end up doing nothing at all. So, just sit down, think about it, take your time, and just plan it out. It's going to happen. It just takes time. You just got to be patient and everything. And who am I to talk about patient? I mean, shoot, I'm Puerto Rican. I mean, I'm the most impatient person you could meet. I mean, my friends will tell you that, because I'm kind of like, come on, let's go. So, I'm like, it's just me. It's my personality. Let's see. Want to make sure that if anybody has questions, I don't think so. I think you guys. Okay. I know, Cindy, you asked about the tags, and I am going to put that. I'll put that in my Etsy store. I mean, my Etsy store, my Amazon store. And I'm telling you, they were not expensive. I bought about 500, and I've had this bag for quite some time now. I'm still sewing them on towels and stuff. It's pretty neat. It is. It's a really good idea. Okay, and logos. Okay, what I did with my logo, I have like it's a picture of me because I always have my hair in a bun, and a Puerto Rican flag in a sewing machine. A logo. I got that logo from a young man that lives down the street from me, Winston. He's an artist, and I paid him to create my logo. But having a logo is not a bad idea. You know, and then one of the things that I want to do is, because I really would like for this YouTube channel to grow. So I plan on, hopefully, in my next orders, I'm going to make little postcards where I'm going to say, hey, to learn more about me and, stuff that I do, you can follow me on YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start adding that in my packages now when I sell my products and stuff. I do want to make those myself. If not, then I'll probably order them maybe from a printing company or something. I don't think it should be that expensive and stuff. Do you pay tax? Heck yeah, you pay taxes. Yes, Miss Brown. Renee asked about. Yep, that's why I say use QuickBooks. Etsy will charge taxes and stuff, and shoot, we have our tax guy coming in tomorrow, so he's gonna be exporting all the information that I got in QuickBooks from last year, and and running out taxes and stuff. So I'll give you guys a little idea of how I did. Now, however, though, I don't think I would be prone too much with the taxes, because every year I've always kind of like don't make, I always have my expenses and then I have my sales. What I have been doing lately is I always make sure that my expenses is higher than my sales. So it's kind of like I don't have much of a profit, for the simple fact that I'm really not looking at making a profit right now. What I really want to do is I just want to set up the business. I retire in like 5 years, and when I retire, that's when I want to do this full time. So I figured from now to 5 years when I retire, this is the perfect time for me to learn the craft, build the audience, build my customer base, get all of the equipment and everything that I need. And then after the 5 years, then that's it. I shouldn't have too much of expenses except for supplies. And then I should be running off on a profit. So, I am hoping, Tammy, that I don't get stuck with taxes that bad, so we'll see. So let's see. Yeah, the thermal printer is what I'm using for the Cindy, for the post. Can you put the link to your? Yes, Maria, I will put the link to the Etsy store should be in the description of this video. I did it so that way you always have it there. Let's see, and I think that's it. Oh, people canceling orders. They realize how much the shipping costs. Okay, usually what I'll do is I will offer free shipping on a lot of items. Now, if I see that an item that I am offering is less than $15, something like that, then what I'll do is I won't offer the free shipping. But a lot of my kitchen towels, I add the free shipping because it doesn't cost that much to ship out. Something I forgot to mention to you guys: reviews. Remember, I told you guys that you should always ask for feedback. Do not. One thing I want to tell you is an experience that I had. I had one bad feedback from a customer because they didn't read what I was selling. One thing, when I had first started the Etsy shop, I was selling shirts, right? But then at the same time, sometimes people don't want to buy the shirts that you're selling. So what I was doing was I was also selling the iron-on, right? And I was saying, okay, you could buy the shirt for $24.99, or you can buy the heat vinyl transfer, so that way when you get it, you can put it on any shirt of your choice at home yourself. And I was selling those for $7.99. So the customer went and bought the iron-on. And then what he did was he gave me a 1-star review, and then he said, I didn't get my shirt. I'm like, you didn't buy a shirt, you bought an iron-on. So you do have an opportunity to reply to the customer. So what I did was I just replied to his 1-star, okay? And then I just said, unfortunately, the customer did not read the listing, and he got what he bought, which was the iron-on, okay? He did not buy the shirt. Because I'm thinking to myself, who the heck's going to sell a $7 shirt? I mean, the shirt itself cost me $3. To ship it is like another $3. And then the heat vinyl transfer, I'm like, that means I'm working for free. So it's just like, ugh, people, customers can be a trip, I tell you. And then I do sometimes have customers that try to cut you, like they'll, and what I mean by cut you is, they'll call you, well, not call you, but, they send you a message and they'll say, oh, you have your dinner napkins. And I'm like, yeah. They go, well, are they on sale? No. And then they'll say, well, I like to buy them, but I want to pay only $5.99. I'm like, no, they're $8.99. Because, and to me, I have to be honest, to me, that's kind of like a little insulting, because it's like, wait a minute. Each dinner napkin individually is 40 minutes to embroider, depending on the design. That's my time. That's my thread. That's my stabilizer. And then I have to go out and buy the dinner napkin. So sometimes people don't seem to understand that, you are doing that and you're selling it. But this is, it's like, I think you guys know what I mean, because you guys have embroidery machines. You guys know the amount of work that it takes to embroider something, okay? So I have no problem telling customers, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, I don't need every sale. So if you see that a sale is not, don't feel that you have to sell to everybody. Remember, you're your own boss, okay? And, don't let people devalue you and your work or anything like that. Your price is your price, and it is what it is. And, if they want it, then go find someone else. I don't care. It's fine. I'm still going to have a meal tomorrow. I'm still going to eat. So that's all I'm saying. That's just me. Let's see. You're right. I hear about private shipping all the time, and it might be another good option. Yeah, I don't know too much about private shipping. I do know that I just buy my shipping labels from them. Maybe I should look into that because it could be cheaper. I don't know. What kind of multi-needle embroidery do you recommend? Hey, Blue Rose. Okay, well, okay. I did a video on multi-needle machines. Harmony did a video on multi-needle machines. Harmony owns a Melco. She seems to be really happy with it. I have another viewer that bought a Melco also. She's excited about it. I'm really looking forward to her feedback as well. I have a Brother 6-needle machine. I have a Brother 670E. I do plan on buying a 15. I want a second machine. I don't know what I'm gonna get yet. Okay, I really don't. Now I'm kind of like, I'm thinking Melco now. I Harmony got me thinking Melco. So I don't know what I'm gonna end up getting. As my really third machine, because I got the single needle, now I got the 6 needle, and I want to get a 15. But I really don't know what the next machine will be. I'm still doing my homework. So Rose, the only thing that I can advise you is there are a lot of options out there. You really have to do your own personal research to see what's going to fit your needs. Do talk to people, and see if you could find someone that owns a Melco or these other embroidery machines. And the other thing, don't be afraid to look at commercial machines. Commercial and home machines, it's a machine. That's all it is. It's a machine. And all it is it's a different labeling. Just the same crap. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to look at commercial machines. Look at the price, look at the capability, and all that kind of stuff. You really got to do your research. I know that's probably not the answer that you wanted. You probably wanted me to say, buy this. I don't want to tell you to buy a particular thing because everybody's needs is different. So you really have to do what's best for you. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what my third machine is going to be. I'm still looking, and stuff. Like I said, I like the Melco. I'm just not crazy about having another computer because I already feel like I got stuff in here. I don't want another computer. But then again, at the same time, I like the 15 needles. And I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go. I really don't. I don't know. So I can't tell you what to do, and stuff. Oh, my girlfriend Jade's there. She likes my products. Let me see. Hey Tammy, haven't gotten my embroidery machine yet. And how many think a quilt should be cheap? They aren't cheap to make. Yeah, and see, and Tammy's point is exactly what I'm trying to make. People, when you are selling quilts, when you're selling your embroidery and stuff, people honestly have no idea. And it's not just the material, it's the time. I mean, you're talking about, all the stitching, all the stabilizing, all the sewing that goes into these products and stuff. I mean, it takes a lot of time. And it's like people just want to like pay $5 and stuff like that. And I'm kind of like, no, I don't, and to me personally, I'm kind of like, that's kind of like insulting. And I just go, okay, you can find another sucker. That's how I look at it. Go find somebody else that doesn't mind giving away their stuff for free. But the way I see it is, I know my stuff is good. So I am not going to be giving it away for free. It's just not. Nope. It just doesn't happen, So, like I said, be confident in you, your ability, your skills, and your product. Don't let anybody devalue you and what you do. I'm telling you, don't do it. It's not worth it, So, and believe me, it's a big world out there, lots of customers. You lose one, you'll get 5 more. Don't worry about it. Embroidery is an art and a skill. Yes, I totally agree with Harmon. It is. It's people think, I mean, they have this idea that you have these machines with all these needles, and all you do is stick it in, press a button, and you get a product. That's what people think. That all of a sudden it just magically. They have no idea the planning that it takes to design your embroidery. You got to hoop it correctly because ain't nothing going to come out right if it's not hooped correctly. The cost of the machines are not cheap. And all the threads and the needles and all that kind of stuff. They honestly do not know the effort and the work that goes into it. And the way I look at it, it's like, it's a shame, But I'll tell you what, you're not going to get stuff cheap from me. Not like that, no. So I'm telling you, do not let anybody devalue you. Don't do it. I mean, I know that sometimes people want to make that sale, and they just, because they just feel good about having it. But at the same time, if you really think about it, did you feel good making the sale? Think how great you would feel if you made the sale with what you're worth. That to me is success. That to me is success. That's a high. So aim for that, see. And I think that's it. Now everybody's asking about the multi-needles. I'm telling you, the mystery of no. Oh, look at, yes. Harmony mentioned another one, and I am planning on looking at that too, Harmony. She mentioned another embroidery. The ZXK is another multi-needle machine. And if I remember correctly, I believe John Deere uses those embroidery machines. Those are the embroidery machines that he uses on. For those of you guys that don't know who John Deere is, he is like the master of embroidery. Look him up on YouTube. His family has been in the embroidery business from like the beginning of embroidery time. Okay. So, I mean, he knows everything about embroidery. He even has a digitizing course and all that kind of stuff. And I watched his interview with the baby booty, and he talked about embroidery, and I heard he uses those machines. I mean, he is really, really good. He uses the ZSK machine, and I looked them up, and I know you can buy a single and you can buy multiple heads of those, and I just want one more. And I think they have a 15 or 16 needle machine. I'm not sure, but I am looking at those also. But like I said, my whole thing is the support. I want to make sure that whatever equipment I bring in here, that I can get the long-term support, that if when it breaks or something like that, I'm not like looking at it and having it stare back at me. I want to know, like, where can I go to get it fixed and all that stuff. Like, I know this baby, I got to take it in. Not that it's broken, but I have to take it in so I can get it annually serviced. Because I always like to make sure that my machines are running smooth. So every year they go in for their annual checkups, Gotta see the doctor, and stuff. Okay, guys, I know I passed. Oh my God. Oh, I am so sorry. It's 9:30. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to keep you that long and stuff. I usually supposed to do an hour and everything, but I got kind of passionate about it. And the thing is towards the end is I kind of like wanted to really talk to you guys about, the confidence and everything and being patient and all that stuff, because it can get discouraging. And I really don't want, anybody to feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. And well, I'm here to tell you, oh my God, yes, you can do this. Okay. You can do anything you want. You put your heart, your mind, your soul into it. Just do it. And like I said, I have a Facebook group called Happy Hour Embroidery Adventures. Join it, ask questions. Everybody there is super friendly. We're there to help each other out. Please just, reach out, ask questions, live your dream. Don't be afraid. You have trouble with your machine, ask the question. You have questions about stabilizers, threads, or you're in the middle of a project, you don't know how to do it, ask the question. I usually monitor that group, and I'll jump in whenever I can to help advise. And all the other members are really, really great and awesome about offering advice. There was a young man, I think his name was Marco or something like that. He did a live and he posted it on there. And he did a live about his little adventure of learning how to digitize, right? And I thought that was like so awesome. Harmony did a video. She posted it on there too, because she wanted to show, tell people a little bit about her Melco machine, and her adventure on how she selected her machine, which I thought that video was awesome as well. So it's just I just want you guys, don't be afraid to try. Just do it. Just do it. You don't want to spend your life and not do what you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. That's what I'm saying. Go for it. You have nothing to lose. Just think about it this way. If you don't do it, it'll never get done. But if you do it and you keep at it, then what's the worst thing that can happen? Oh my God, you become successful. Oh God, what a terrible thing. Anyway. So anyway, I will let you guys go for tonight. I'm so sorry that I kept you up past the half hour and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I do lives every Friday at 8 o'clock. And please join the Facebook group. It's a great group. It's a great place for you to learn and share your ideas and share your projects and everything. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys like the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And you guys have a great night. Love you guys. Love you guys a lot. I'll talk to you guys later. And thanks so much for all the support. I'll talk to you later. Bye.